Okay, I'm going to go over how to set up a simple email bot that will fire whenever we check a box on our start of day logs. So we're going to do this by adding a column over here. So we're going to insert a column to the left, and it's going to be email sent. We're going to set it to be a checkbox, and we're going to set it to be unchecked by default. So that will add a new column that's going to be our trigger. The other column that we're going to add so that we have a log of who was sent emails is a email to column. This is going to be used in the bot. You'll see that shortly. Leave it as type text. And what you'll want to do is in default is you're going to add an email address or a list of email addresses separated by a comma to show what emails you want to send it to. Keep in mind that defaults only apply when you add a new row, so it will not retro fill these to existing ones. So I will add a single email address, but you can just do comma and add other email addresses, however many you want to send to from the email bot. So I'm just going to keep it at 1 for now. Okay, so this is going to be who it's going to send the email to. If you wanted to send an email for previous rows, you'd have to fill in this column, manually type in the values, and when you hit the checkbox, it will fire and send that email message. So for now, I'm going to add a new row just to get some data started. It's got my default email address in, so I don't have to type it every time. I'm just going to type in some numbers in here just as an example. And just some names. Normally we'd bring those over from another field, and so just some sample data. So that is ready to go. Now to start the bot, we click on bots here. I'm going to add a new bot, and we're going to do start of day emailer. And the trigger is when a column value changes, and we're going to trigger whenever email sent changes, and we're going to tell it to only fire when email sent is checked. That's the default, so we'll add that. The action we're going to take is send an email. We're going to skip the first email address, optional, and we're going to use the email to column, so it will always send to whoever's in that list. Here in this column, email subject, we can say start of day summary, and I'm actually going to add the date, so I click the double angle brackets here, and I'm going to pick which column has the date in it that I want to send, and so whenever we check the box, it will read the date from this column and send that as part of the subject of the email that goes to everyone on the email list. And then the email body, I've already got one set up from a prior example, so I'm just going to come in here and snag that from this here, and it works the same way as that email subject. So I'm just going to paste that in here, but you can just type whatever you want in this text box, and then wherever you want to insert a field, you just say something like this. This email was sent to, and you can actually list the contents of a field by going to the double angle brackets, doing columns, and in this case I will say email to, and that would actually put that at the end of the email. So you just edit this to however you need it, and if all your settings are set properly, then you'll be able to save this and send. So this column is no longer available, so we're going to change that, and so you can see it'll tell you if there's an error. If it notices an error, it won't allow you to save, and we actually want a different field name here. That was changed in a prior example as well, so I'm just going to reset that. And if everything is set correctly, it will allow you to save the bot. Now the bot's ready to go. We can exit out of here, and what will happen is as soon as I check this box, the bot will fire, and it will send an email to whoever is in this field, and that email will contain the contents. And there's my email, and you can see here's the content. You can actually see the subject has the date field in it, then all the data I typed in. That is how you set up a email bot in Google Tables.